Our next awardee is Richard Winder, and Juliet Pendray is going to introduce him.
I want to thank you for the honor of allowing me to introduce you, Dr. Winder. I was sternly cautioned to keep this short, but I think I might try to push those boundaries, so you have to hook me off stage if I get too long. So Dr. Winder is, in my experience, a very humble person. My first encounters with Richard, I expected to be intimidated by this eminent scientist, but his whole approach to me and his whole approach that I've experienced to everyone has been so warmly welcoming. And it doesn't surprise me, the more I've learned about him and about his background and what he's done for SVIMS, that approach, I think, has had mycelial threads throughout what has happened with the club over the years. So a brief background for those of you who do not know the whole background of Richard. When he was age 3 in Pennsylvania, in mycophilic Pennsylvania, Richard knew that he wanted to be a scientist. Fortunately for us, Pennsylvania Dutch was a mycophilic culture, so along with an interest in oceanography, Richard was also periodically captured by botany and by mycology in that space. Aside from the oceanography, which had to take a back seat to other things, a big love that Richard had from early on was forest biology and lots of botany courses. And one of the quotes that Richard relayed to me that quite struck me as well was experiencing the mycologist author Smith saying quite a long time ago that the future of mycology is in the Pacific Northwest. So we can thank mycologist Smith for planting those seeds with Richard that drew him gradually out west. So to get out west, he started off with a bachelor's degree in Pennsylvania and a doctorate and a master's degree in North Carolina University. And any errors here are my own. You can always correct me later if I get anything wrong. Arriving out here and finding that there's a great deal of interest in mushrooms here and not a great deal of records and some enthusiasts already here wanting to create a mushroom club in 1994. Richard became one of the co-founders of this lovely place, lovely community that we call SVIMS. So some more on the professional background of Richard. I've seen him called a forest biologist as well as a microbial ecologist, and regardless, SVIMS has cause to be grateful as well that Richard has been working for a long time with Natural Resources Canada, which is one of the reasons why SVIMS has had a wonderful place to meet for many, many, many years. Some of his work, multidisciplinary research programs, biological control, plant pathogen ecology, which certainly involves fungi, NTFPs, non-timber forest products, which is an area of passion that I can hear in Richard's voice. Microbial ecology of forest soils, which I think is very close to some of Shannon's work. Climate change, adaptation, land reclamation, and the cumulative anthropogenic impacts on the boreal forest. So many, many projects. Richard is a prolific author, both of fungal and botany and ecology related materials, as well as many of you know, fiction and nonfiction. And I know he's got a project right now that he's working on, which I hope we will all get to see very soon. And some of the things that when Richard was involved in the start of this club, along with many of the luminaries already recognized in this award or being recognized this evening, there were starting the newsletter, starting the calendar, starting the species checklist, which became Ian Gibson's baby eventually. So doing some of the first forays initially until the Cheskas began being foray leaders. And it sounded overall like such a magical time, as others have referenced, where there was a lot of peer teaching, so much energy around making sure that everyone learned about fungi so that the word and the knowledge could be passed along to everybody along the way. Very exciting. It made me envious. I wanted to time travel back in time and join this crew. I think looking for one of the phrases that I noted down. This whole idea of this being a shared creation, I think once again, the thing that has always struck me about Richard being that humility, that warmth and humility, and in everything I've learned from him and everything we talked about as far as Richard's background goes, he was always very making a point of talking about how all of these projects that helped SVIMS grow along the way were shared and involved many people, and that there were various co-founders of all these traditional mycological society activities. So Richard, thank you for your part in all that you have created. I hope that you feel some well-deserved pride around this, because this is well-deserved recognition. This is a legacy that you share with some other wonderful people, and myself, and I think everybody on this call is very grateful that you put your energy into this, because we are benefiting from this today. So with that, I raise my hands to you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Juliet. Richard?
Some weirdness with the microphone switching going on. I don't understand. Anyway, it's an honor. Thank you very much. Juliet, you've embarrassed me thoroughly, so thank you for that. And I just want to reflect on something you said. You know, it's not just me. Everyone in this club I've found to be, over the years, warm and welcoming. It seems to be a feature of the mushroom affinity that people have, that they're also eager to share and eager to partake of learning and visiting with each other with their passion. I mean, literally going around the world and different places. I've been able to go into somebody's lab and borrow it because I didn't have lab space that I needed, and it was no problem, because we're all the mushroom people, and we're part of that. We're part of that scene. So I hope the club stays that way and remembers to keep that spirit of warmth and welcoming. And even though it's a formal society now, I hope we remember that. Anyway, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Richard, and congratulations from myself and the board. All right.